Have you ever felt tired? Not because the work was hard, but because you were always there for everyone else. Have you ever given so much of yourself that one day you felt there was nothing left inside? In a quiet place, far from noise and haste, there lived a boy who believed kindness meant never refusing anyone. Before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means the world. In a small village surrounded by open fields and winding paths, a boy named Arun began each day with willing hands and a gentle heart. As the sun rose and the village stirred, he walked from door to door, ready to help whoever needed him. He carried baskets to the market, jars from the well, and heavy bundles across dusty roads. Each smile he received made him feel useful, and each thank you felt like proof that he was doing the right thing. Arun believed that kindness meant always saying yes. When someone called his name, he answered. When someone asked for help, he stepped forward. He did not stop to ask how heavy the load was or how tired his body felt. He feared that if he ever refused, he would lose the only thing that made him valuable. As days turned into months, the weight began to show. His shoulders bent forward and his steps lost their strength. At night, his back burned with pain, but in the morning, he rose again without complaint. He told himself that rest was a luxury meant for others, not for someone like him. During the busy harvest season, the village moved faster than ever. Sacks of grain piled high, and the paths were filled with people calling for help. Arun hurried from one place to another, lifting more than his body could bear. Sweat soaked his clothes, and his hands shook, but he did not stop. Then, in the middle of the path, his strength failed him. His knees gave way, and he fell into the dust as the heavy sack slipped from his grasp. The world around him grew quiet. Faces gathered, voices filled with concern, and strong hands helped him sit. For the first time, Arun saw worry in the eyes of those he had always helped. He was told to rest. Yet, as he lay inside his home in the days that followed, a deeper pain settled in his heart. Without caring for others, he felt lost. Watching people pass by his window, he wondered who he was if he could no longer give everything. One afternoon, an old craftsman came to visit. His hands were worn and his movements were slow, but his eyes were steady. Without many words, he asked Arun to walk with him. Step by step, they made their way to a small workshop filled with the quiet smell of wood. The old man showed him a beam split down the middle. It had once held great weight until it was pushed too far. Beside it stood another beam, carefully repaired and balanced. The craftsman spoke softly, explaining that even the strongest wood breaks when never rests, but when cared for, it can stand for many years. He then asked Arun to help him with a small task. The work was light and the pace was slow. For the first time in a long while, Arun felt no pain in his back, only calm. In that silence, he understood something he had never allowed himself to see. When Arun returned home, he thought about all the times he had ignored his own weariness. He realized that kindness had slowly turned into harm, not because helping was wrong, but because he had forgotten himself. The next morning, when someone asked him to carry a heavy load, Arun paused. His heart beat fast, and guilt rose within him, but he gently refused and offered help in another way. The world did not fall apart. No one turned away from him. Life went on. Little by little, Arun learned to choose. He helped where he could and rested when he needed to. He walked in the fields to strengthen his body and sat beneath trees to regain his breath. As his strength returned, his spirit grew lighter. Something else began to change as well. Others in the village started sharing the work more evenly. Neighbors helped neighbors. Children learned to carry their own small burdens. Arun was no longer the one holding everything together, and that was enough. When the next harvest came, Arun lifted a sack once more. This time, his back was straight and his steps were sure. He walked beside others, not ahead of them. The weight felt balanced, and his smile came easily. Arun learned that helping others does not mean losing yourself. True kindness lasts when it is guided by care, balance, and self-respect. When you protect your own strength, you can give in ways that truly matter and endure. What part of this journey felt most like your own? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for being here.